And we are live. I am just going to fall back and do some work in the background because I have a lot of stuff to catch up to. So I'm just going to put the Aurora on the screen. Mom! Mom! Good luck. I need coffee. Good luck trying to get that right now. Alright, what was I going to put? I don't even know what version it is. It's extended. Okay, I'm going to put some music, work in the background.
Yeah, turn up to the beat on now. Turn up the volume, crank up the bass, rocking to the beat, no time to waste. Grooving to the music, bouncing on my feet. Come on, everybody, get off your seat. Get that groove on, no matter where you be. Shake it anywhere, baby, you and me. Join me on the dance floor, rock it all night. Closer to your body, under the moonlight. Tingling down my spine, electricity in the air. Swaying with my baby, electrostatic in our hair. Keeping with the rhythm in beat and mood of tones. Feeding off your energy, rattling my bones. Cruising down the highway, my baby by my side. Turn up the volume, rocking as we ride. Driving to a beats, car seems to be alive. All in sync together, this is how we thrive. As we get home, we turn down the light. You and I together make it through the night. Marvin plays in the room, let's get it on. Music made with each other to the break of dawn. Tingling down my spine, electricity in the air. Swaying with my baby, electrostatic in our hair. Keeping with the rhythm in beat and mood of tones. Feeding off your energy, rattling my bones. Yeah, yeah. Who made the moon knows? Rhythm and the music. Tingling down my spine, electricity in the air. Swaying with my baby, electrostatic in our head. Keeping with the rhythm in beat and mood of tones. Feeding off your energy, rattling my bones. Yeah, yeah.
What's up, Bob? I'm working. I got some work to do.
To the break of dawn, to the break of dawn.
right, time out. No, I did not see Steve Bassett's post on Facebook. What happened? What did Steven say? What's up, Nicholas? I'm trying to do some work in the background, which is not easy because I got multiple things going on. Oh, that was important today. I'm gonna have to get into that later. Oh my God, I can't even. I gotta get that back. I gotta bring that up on another screen because I need that browser to work. If Trump mentions disclosure, it will happen. Stephen is a big proponent of disclosure under the Trump administration within like the first 6 months. Matter of fact, Toby and I will have Steve on our show Monday with an update from Steve. He's already agreed, so we're gonna have Steven on for an hour Monday night. So we'll find out more for sure. That's already booked. So Toby and I will have Stephen Bassett on Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern, KGRA. We're on it. Toby and I are on it. I'm telling you this right now. All right. I have to pay attention to what I'm doing here. Okay. Let me put the music back. Oh my God. See, this is just a little bit too much for me.
Get that groove on, no matter where you be. Shake it anywhere, baby, you and me. Join me on the dance floor, rock it all night. Closer to your body, under the moonlight. Tingling down my spine, electricity in the air, swaying with my baby, electrostatic in our hair. Keeping with the rhythm and beating mood of tones, feeding off your energy, rattling my bones. Turn up the volume, crank up the bass, rocking to the beat, no time to waste. Grooving to the music, bouncing on my feet. Come on, everybody, get off your seat. Get that groove on, no matter where you be. Shake it anywhere, baby, you and me. Join me on the dance floor, rock it all night. Closer to your body under the moonlight. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, 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 yeah. To the light of beat. Yeah, yeah, yeah. To the beat of my body. Oh, oh, oh. Cruising down the highway.
Oh, come on. Don't tell me I didn't get the description for this.
Turn up the volume, rocking as we ride, driving the one for beats.
There it is.
Car seems to be alive, all in sync together. This is how we thrive. As we get home, we turn down the light. You and I together, make it through the night.
Okay, that song is done. I'm just doing a lot of work right now. So I'm just trying to do my best. I am like seriously multitasking right now. I mean, there's a lot going on. All right, let me play another song in the meantime. I'm just gonna do this set, so I don't have to do anything. It might pop up on the main screen. I don't know where it's gonna show up. The computer's working hard.
In the mist of the morning dew, daylight appears within the sky. A clearing appears in a path below. A movement blurs the eye as it moves by. The power of the mind as the pedals roar. Hands held tight upon the silver bar, reaching new heights as it continues to soar.
Hitting all the gears, struggling through an uphill climb. Pushing all limits, will I make it this time? Reaching to the top to start the decline. Cruising to the movement, machine making it mine. Riding it fast, rocking through the tracks, hitting all speeds, never looking back. Pedal to the metal, no limit in sight. Dust clouds left behind, cyclone through the night. Roll, clouds stir, eagles glide above. No regrets, this is what I love. The path reveals a light. My body starts to purge. Energy ignites. We continue to search. Upon the clearing path, the rider nears its end. Glimmering light approaches the bend, cutting like a blade into the wind of glory. Cross the finish line in a champion story. Riding all the gears, struggling through an uphill climb. Pushing all limits, will I make it this time? Reaching to the top to stop the decline. Cruising to the movement, machine making it mine. Riding it fast, rocking through the tracks, hitting all speeds, never looking back. Pedal to the metal, no limit in sight. Dust clouds left behind, cyclone through the night. Storm clouds stir, eagles glide above. No regrets, this is what I love. The path reveals a light. My body starts to purge. Energy ignites. We continue to search. Upon the clearing path, the rider nears its end. Glimmering light approaches the bend, cutting like a blade into the wind of glory. Cross the finish line in the mist of the morning dew. Daylight appears within the sky. A clearing appears in a path below. A movement blurs the eye as it moves by. The power of the might as the pedals roar. Hands held tight on the silver bar, reaching new heights as it continues to soar. Riding it fast, rocking through the tracks, hitting all speeds, never looking back. Pedal to the metal, no limit in sight. Dust clouds left behind, cyclone through the night. Storm clouds stir, eagles glide above. to crumble, cracks and fissures to form. Foundations attacked, is this the new norm? Panic drives those with fear, driven by those who seek power. Will we be driven to our darkest hour? Rumors swirl, what should we believe? Blame shifts to each other, falling on deaf ears. We build our own borders. Who will survive? Will it be law and order? Is it just conspiracy? Masterminds of the global new order. Standing in the fault line, ground symbols under my feet. Forces aligned to wage war. They will be the ones we defeat. Standing in the fault line, caught in the crossfire. Anger fills the air, leads to chaos and disorder. Holding shots ignored, writing is on the wall. What will it take before we all fall? One side pits to destroy each other, the cauldron of fire to be released. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Is this judgment day or the eve of the beast? What did we do when we had the chance to seek a commonality? Anger and voices heard above each other. Too late for this finality. Lines drawn in the sand, now wiped away by gale force winds. We all need to respect each other, or in the end, no one wins. Standing in the fault line, ground symbols under my feet. Forces aligned to wage war. They will be the ones we defeat. Standing in the fault line, caught in the crossfire. Anger fills the air, leads to chaos and disorder. Standing in the fault line, ground symbols under my feet. Forces aligned to wage war. They will be the ones we defeat. Standing in the fault line, caught in the crossfire. Anger fills the air, leads to chaos and disorder. And disorder. The innocence of youth, dreams fill their minds. Visions of fantasies, seeking treasures to find. Memories stored away to the future's past. Measurements of height, the clock ticking so fast. The hourglass of time, wonder years pass by. Reality awaits, the chosen path meets the eye. The yin and yang of life, what should I do? Choices must be made, broken mirror, is this you? Approaching the crossroad, the train crosses the track. Storm clouds grow, should I turn and go back? Approaching the crossroad, in the still of the night. I must drive on and continue to fight. Never too late to fix what's broken inside. Anxieties pushed away, there's no need to hide. Self-esteem and confidence, the power of the mind. Filled with flowing energy, negative thoughts left behind. Speed down the highway, no lights or signs in front of you. No one in the rearview mirror, brilliant sky so blue. Your destiny lies ahead, there is no limit. The crossroad now a memory, my life now infinite. Approaching the crossroad, a train crosses the track. Storm clouds grow, should I turn and go back? serve. Sacrifice of many, in honor they deserve. Men and women dressed in blue, the flag waves behind them, saluting to those who gave their all, a solemn tone to our anthem. We are the ones who stand in line, no matter what the cost. We bring the peace to our streets, without them we are lost. Mainstream blinded by their bias, despite the negativity. We stand tall to protect our communities. My honor is yours to have, under God I make the pledge. I swore an oath to protect you, our families living life on the edge. We are on the front line to ensure all are protected. We raise our voice and arms on eye detective. The bias of the media, they blacken us with fear. What do they know of reality? So-called facts, so unclear. The truth of the matter, we wait for the call to fight the crime within our streets, for justice one and all. We serve with pride and dignity, our uniform and our shield, to fight the negativity, which we will never yield. The goal is to protect and serve, in which we do our best, with love of our country, fighting crime we will not rest. My honor is yours to have, under God I make the pledge. I swore an oath to protect you, our families living life on the edge. We are on the front line to ensure all are protected. We raise our voice and arms on eye detective. We raise our voice and arms on eye detective. The ground begins to crumble, cracks and fissures to form. Foundations attacked. Is this the new norm? Panic drives those with fear, driven by those who seek power. Will we be driven to our darkest hour? Rumors swirl, what should we believe? Blame shifts to each other, falling on deaf ears. We build our own borders. Who will survive? Will it be law and order? Is it just conspiracy? Masterminds of the global new order. Oh, standing in the fault line, ground trembles under my feet. Forces aligned to wage war, they'll be the ones we defeat. Standing in the fault line, caught in the crossfire. Anger fills the air, leads to chaos and disorder. Warning shots ignored, writing is on the wall. What will it take before we all fall? One side pits to destroy each other, the cauldron of fire to be released. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Is this judgment day or the eve of the beast? Rumors swirl when we had the chance to seek a commonality. Anger and voices heard above each other, too late for this finality. Lines drawn in the sand, now wiped away by gale force winds. We all need to respect each other, or in the end no one wins. Ground trembles under my feet. Forces on to wage war, they will be the ones we defeat. Standing in the fault line, caught in the crossfire. Anger fills the air, leads to chaos and disorder. Standing in the fault line, ground trembles under my feet. Forces aligned to wage war, they will be the ones we defeat. Standing in the fault line, caught in the crossfire. Anger fills the air, leads to chaos and disorder. And disorder. When you were at my feet, instant bond between us, watching from the passenger seat, staring into those blue eyes, our eyes focused on each other, piercing through my heart, feeling out one another. Always loyal and there for me, sitting tall for me to reach, waiting for my call, wondering what will I now teach, fetching his new ball, dropping at my feet. Knowing it's time to play, I throw it down the hall. Psycho is my new best friend. He's always there for me, even when I'm feeling down. This is the best for me. Tail waving in the air, excitement on his face. It's to go run in the yard. Who's gonna win that race? Standing guard against an attack, a noise causes a growl. Is that a threat to us? It's just a cat, he begins to howl. A single bark to let me know it's time to let him in. I jump up to open the door. In the end, Tycho wins. He is a part of our family, not just considered a pet. Was this just destiny, that first day when we met? I'm not ashamed to say he's spoiled, rotten to the core. I'll love my dog to the end, a part of my life forevermore. Tycho is my new best friend. He's always there for me, even when I'm feeling down. This is the best for me. Tail waving in the air, excitement on his face. Gets to go run in the yard. Who's gonna win that race? nations attack. Is this the new norm? Panic drives those with fear, driven by those who seek power. But will we be driven to our darkest hour? Rumors slow, what should we believe? Blame shifts to each other, falling on deaf ears. We build our own borders. Who will survive? Will it be law and order? Is it just conspiracy? Masterminds of the global new order. Standing in the fault line, grounds trembles under my feet. Forces align to wage war. They will be the ones we defeat. Standing in the fault line, caught in the crossfire. Anger fills the air, leads to chaos and disorder. Warning shots ignored, writing is on the wall. What will it take before we all fall? One side pits to destroy each other, the cauldron of fire to be released. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Is this judgment day or the eve of the beast? What did we do when we had the chance to seek a commonality? Anger and voices heard above each other, too late for this finality. Lines drawn in the sand, now wiped away by gale force winds. We all need to respect each other, or in the end no one wins. Standing in the fault line, ground trembles under my feet. Forces align to wage war. They will be the ones we defeat. Standing in the fault line, caught in the crossfire. Anger fills the air, leads to chaos and disorder. So-called fact.
I need you.
As twilight approaches with colorful hues, daydreams turn to night. Twinkling appears slowly above the hints of the heavenly light. With each passing moment, wonders are born, like years traveled, determining that date. A look through a time machine, how long before we know their fate? The wonders and dreams race against time, the brilliance of light and shooting stars. What lies above and beyond our Earth? Imagining our travels and visits to Mars. How far can we reach our outstretched hands? There is no limit, our goals set high. Watching the meteor streak above under the night-lit sky. Could there be life out there, feeding in the Goldilocks zone? What would an exoplanet be like? Is it similar to our own? Mysteries of the universe, galaxies swirl, what is that black hole? The power and beauty of our sun, northern lights are born in the northern pole. Viewing through a telescope, revealing the secrets the naked eye can't see. What is that beautiful planet? Which planet is that? What could that be? Pulling all the charts like a captain at sea, heart pounding within my chest. A new frontier to be explored, humanity's destiny to begin its quest. Rockets
I got a lot of work. I'm almost done with it. A lot of work.
Bouncing on my feet. Come on, everybody. Get off your seat. Get that groove on. No matter where you be.
And I am not looking at tracks because I can't. I got everything working on the screen.
Baby, you and me. Join me on the dance floor. Rock it all night. Closer to your body. Under the moonlight. Tingling down my spine. Electricity in the air. Swaying with my baby. Electrostatic in our hair. Keeping with the rhythm in beat and mood of tones. Feeding off your energy. Rattling my bones. Cruising down the highway. My baby by my side. Turn up the volume. Rocking as we ride. Driving to the woofer beats. Car seems to be alive. All in sync together. This is how we thrive. As we get home, we turn down the light. You and I together make it through the night. Marvin plays in the room. Let's get it on. Music made with each other to the break of dawn. Tingling down my spine. Electricity in the air. Swaying with my baby. Electrostatic in our hair. Keeping with the rhythm in beat and mood of tones. Feeding off your energy. Rattling my bones. Personal attacks of character, criticism of demeanor, cases of disillusion, questions of behavior. Despite all the attempts, ill-advised schemes, social media promoting his strength, making America great again means addressing the deep-rooted fallacies within our governmental system. Exposure through transparency, revelations of wisdom, expectations of renewal stretch across the homeland as a new start begins. The hourglass of sand, rising from the ashes, American flag waves behind. A leader stands for our country, leadership well defined. He rises above all the propaganda. The phoenix is reborn. It all begins first day in office, under God and flag is dutifully sworn. Addressing all the nation's concerns, domestic and abroad, keeping adversaries second guessing, his policies kept obscure, securing our borders, relighting our economy, standing for our nation with pride of autonomy. America takes its place, leading by example. The power of our president, world stage so substantial. New world order in disarray, corruption to be exposed, transparency and security will soon be disclosed. Rising from the ashes, American flag waves behind. A leader stands for our country, leadership well defined. He rises above all the propaganda, the phoenix is reborn. It all begins first day in office, under God and flag is dutifully sworn. Decades of denial, a mission of proof. Top secret clearance, obstructing the truth. How long have they been here? Where do they come from? Is this just conspiracy? Do they think we are dumb? Control over the skies and in the sea. Inside a home, what do you want from me? Alien in appearance, or under a false guise? A message for humanity, or an ominous surprise? The truth is out there, will we ever be told? Government denial, disinformation, behold. Classified, no need for exposure. Special access programs block the path to disclosure. Whistleblowers seek protection under fire and scrutiny. Threats and intimidation, doubts of credibility. Sown by those denying the truth, disinformation campaign, falsified propaganda, attention starts to wane. What will it take for disclosure to occur? A landing at the White House, undeniable truth creates a stir. Declassified documents finally released. The proof is now out there, but will humanity believe? The truth is out there, will we ever be told? Government denial, disinformation, behold. Evidence classified, no need for exposure. Special access programs block the path to disclosure. spreads across the nation. People stare and wonder, what could these actually be? A psyop operation, an adversarial intrusion coming from the sea. No one knows the answers. Government denying a threat. Society demanding answers. A cover-up is what I bet. Flying above our neighborhoods without any consent. Origin of flight unknown, or ideas of where they went. Violating airspace, moving at their own will. Who and what is behind this false flag operation drill? A sense of false security. What is the source of these drones? Bases and assets on high alert as they enter the no-fly zone. Tired on all the non-answers. Told to remain calm, not to fear. What are we to believe? The truth is what we want to hear. No more lies from our government. Trust diminished over time. Officials bluster with frustration. Denial is the true crime. What will it take for action? Who will stand for the truth? Will it be our next president? Transparency presenting the proof. We tire of the status quo. It's time for us to stand. We may finally get our answers. Security in our homeland. Violating airspace, moving at their own will. Who and what is behind this false flag operation drill? A sense of false security. What is the source of these drones?
Thank God I'm done. That took me almost 2 hours to catch up of work. A lot of it is to do tomorrow. But my gosh, that was insane. And Steve Bassett will be Toby and I's guest on Monday to catch up to everything. So Steve will be on. I need a cup. I can't believe I'm going to say this. I need a cup of coffee at midnight. Or close to midnight. And I heard all about it. How the Starship went mid-flight, debris falling, issues with the booster when it landed, flames shooting out of it like a flamethrower. I heard all about it, but I heard it was wild.
Banini! I haven't even had my freaking coffee yet.
that's already away. Oh, this is going to be good. And then I got a serious headache from doing the model. It is the worst model. It comes from the Philippines. The shuttle one, forget it. Read about issues with debris over Florida affecting air traffic. Oh boy, Elon's going to get a lot of flack from this now. It's all he needed to deal with the FAA over this. And who's to argue? Are you going to... I mean, it happens. It's an accident. It happens. But I guarantee they're going to check the flight trajectory. And even if... Because they have there is a thing, like, I'm just going to say it, like, in a general way. There is a self-destruct if there's issues to take it down rather than just keep burning up and just breaking up. So who knows what happened yet? But, hey, that's what tests are for. They all know it going in. But this pain, I almost self-destructed this model. It comes from the Philippines. And the instructions are brutal. The pieces are brutal. It is just brutal. I hope I don't have the experience, and I still got to do the shuttle. The decals didn't peel off. It was a nightmare. But this is what it kind of looks like right now with the engines and... See? It's painted. So this is where the shuttle is going to sit on top of this, but this was a freaking nightmare. Painting it, doing it, putting it... This was horrible. I went through hell with this thing. And I said, I'm not wasting a light on this. It launched from Texas. In my little plane. I should have put lights. Now I'm playing like a little kid with models. Can it fly? Can it fly? I don't think so. It's not like I'm not doing them, though. I got my work area over there when I'm doing them. Oh, Kathy, did you see my model? Oh, you didn't see it. Well, it's part of it. Wait, it's taking off. This is for the shuttle. Look at it. Look at it. But at least I got this done. The shuttle is easy. This was the harder one. I still got to paint the shuttle, though, outside. And here's another thing that was funny, kind of. It's my luck. I don't like the Legos. I just don't like the way they look with all the little things sticking out. I'd rather just get like a real model and go through the hell. It's hell. But so DHL was supposed to deliver my Star Destroyer today. They said they'll attempt to deliver again tomorrow because there was no one at home. BS. I never heard the bell. I never saw Tycho run to the door. None of that. That's a lie. So it's a signature required, so I just had to go through a thing. No signature required. Leave it at my front door, and let's see. They're going to try again tomorrow. Let's see what happens. And so far, I've made $20 from Walmart in gift cards. Because I had to get a refund from the original GoPro that I got from Walmart. Then I contacted the people that I was supposed to get it from. I said, listen, I'm going to reorder it. I just got refunded. I'm going to reorder it. I'm the person that you said was lost. And I want to make sure that this one comes. So I get tracking tonight. And I guess they're expediting it. Because they don't want to get a bad reputation, which they already have in my eyes. They're done. They're toast. But, let me see. I already did that, Toby. Now Walmart is saying it's shipped. Let's see the tracking. Oh, God, where's that going to pop up? Holy shit. No. It's coming today. Well, Friday. It says it's coming tomorrow. Adult signature required. UPS. Talk about quick response. They're sending this overnight. I'm impressed. I complain like hell. Oh, did I complain? So it looks like I'm finally... I don't want to say that. I don't want to jinx it. I may be getting my GoPro Max tomorrow. To be determined. Oh my gosh, what a nightmare. Now what? Leave me alone. Do not text me. Don't do anything. I am tired. I'm cranky. I've worked all night. And I worked for another 2 hours working on the side after. What's going on with Jimmy? What's he posting about? What the hell is all these messages? Is this... Oh. I think that looks like... Gobekli Tepe it has to do with. I'm not even reading about that right now. My eyes can't see straight. Okay, good. Good. Leave me alone. So yeah, tomorrow I'll work on the shuttle part. That model was brutal. My cube mate made the coolest animated Groot. Aw, I like Groot. That's cool. Like I said, I'm not a fan of the Legos because I was gonna buy the Star Wars X-Wing, and then I was looking at the Star Wars Millennium Falcon, and I said, that looks nice. And they come with light sets, some of them. I mean, but I'm like, I don't like the Legos with the little things sticking out, you know, the little round things where you plug them in. I just don't like it. That's more for a kid. Models, you know, models are more for adult. Not really. I'm a Toys R Us kid. But I swear that my favorite thing of all the Galaxy, Guardians of the Galaxy is the beginning of that one movie when Groot is still small and he's dancing and they're all fighting and he's still dancing and moving. That was the best. With the music on in the beginning of the movie, I thought that was great. Me too. I like the tiny Groot. Yes. Yes. The little one. That was, and you know what? They rushed it. They went from Groot tiny to Groot adult. They should have did that in stages. They should have done that in stages. Because I guarantee the Groot that is older does not get... That's like Baby Yoda. That is the most cutest thing. And if they want to really talk about like marketing and merchandising and everything, which one? Come on. Tiny Groot or the adult Groot? It's not... it is not even close. The little Groot was outrageous. Now the Yoda is Yoda. You know, you can't touch Yoda. But Baby Yoda was popular. Isn't that a cool scene, though, at the beginning of that movie when he's dancing and they're fighting and all this stuff is going on. And he just keeps on moving and going. Yeah, you love Tiny Yoda as well? Do you remember the commercial if you're old enough? I'm a Toys R Us kid. I'm not even going to try to sing it. Oh, my God. That's too funny. I needed the laugh. It's been that kind of a night. It's just been a long night of work. So I'm just going to get a little bit more. Let's just say. Okay, so we know what's coming Saturday. News Nation. Well, a few days. It could take a week. It's a wait and see. But what comes next is connected. By a person who is in contact with another whistleblower who's going to be leaking information coming from, and it's going to regard retrieve craft, reverse engineering, advanced UFO technology, EMP weaponry. It's going to get this guy, the one that I'm going to get into little details now. Based on what I seen that somebody posted on Reddit. But this is the individual. Mr. M. Remember, I keep saying Mr. M. Watch out for Mr. M. That's going to follow Saturday's News Nation thing. That's all I'm going to say. And you'll know what I'm talking about when it happens. But you'll know I said it. Because have I not been... And not me. Toby Martinez has been on the money as well. He's the one getting a lot of this information. I cannot take credit for something that he done. But, you know, we work together with the stuff we hear behind the scenes. And I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of stuff that we heard even 2 years ago that is now starting to come out, and it's like, wow. So yeah, it's all exciting to me. And then Candace, she's gone now. He's saying that Stephen Bassett put out a post on Facebook suggesting that if Trump mentions disclosure, it will happen when he's at the inauguration speech. It'll be on the inauguration speech. Could you imagine that? During his inauguration speech, he mentions about UAP disclosure. Oh my gosh, it's going to just be like, here we go already. Let's go. This is what Candace said that he posts something, Stephen. I haven't seen it, so I don't know. All I know is Toby and I will have Stephen Bassett on the day of the inauguration, which is going to be really interesting. So, oh my gosh, this might just go from 0 to G-force. It might just go like instant. So I'm like, wow. So, look, my angle is this, and I've always said it, and I've said it for years. Whomever is in office, I respect the office. I do not demean the office. I do not demean the people that are in office. That's for people on the other side to attack them. I don't play that game. I respect my president, whomever it is. Though I may not agree with everything that president represents, I still support my president because he's the leader of our country. Period. Again, it's not about character assassination. It's not about getting personal and in the weeds. I look at it as this. I'm looking at what they do, the policies that they make and decide, and the direction that the country's going forward in, and I take it for that. I'm not going to belittle or demean someone that sits in that office because I think that office demands respect. Whether people like it or not and you don't like the person in it, okay, that's one thing. But I am not going to sit here and disrespect any sitting president. It's just not something I will do. Do I agree with a lot of what they do or don't do? I have to see what happens. I take it for being objective and fair. And definitely taking the conspiracy shit out of play. I deal with reality, the facts, what's presented to me, what the actions are, not what people are saying conspiratorially that is going on. So I pray to God that everything works out Monday, and I wish the best to President Trump because if he does well, the country does well. Bottom line. Whether you like him or not. Do you know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to play that game of this one suffers from dementia. This one is a compulsive, pathetic, a pathological liar, criminal, labeling. I don't play that game. I don't like that. That's for other people to do and for political reasons, to attack the other side and do that kind of rhetoric. I don't do that. I would talk policy, and that's the way I break it down, not based on character assassination. I don't play that game. I don't even like joking about making fun of the people in office. I don't find that shit funny. I just don't. Now, of course, there's always been cartoons, doing the humor part, but the humor is no longer humor. It's just downright distasteful, hateful, nasty rhetoric. Nasty. I mean, my God. And people, and it makes me laugh because a lot of people say they have moral principles. They go to church. Did church teach you to behave like this? Did your religion teach you to behave the way you do, doing the things you're doing like this? Really? Is that morally principled? I mean, be real. You know what I mean? I'm just like, it gets to me. So, the same thing. I respect the office, and I pray to God that Mom, what is it, Mom? She always does this to me. And I pray for our president, and I wish our president success. Period. That's it. And let's see what happens as far as policy. To be fair and objective. If you were in another country with less freedoms and if people were to talk the way we do in this country about their president, oh boy. A lot of them would disappear, be in prison, or worse. And that, you could believe that. You kidding? You think these people have the same freedoms of speech in other countries like we do? A lot of them don't even get outside media or any information. They're cut off because they don't want to be under that influence from outside sources, or their people being influenced by outside sources because they see it as corrupting their society or their agenda. So take that for what that's worth. Where I do you know I couldn't stand that song? I couldn't stand that song with a passion. If I heard that song now, I would like get sick. I could. What was it? Warren Zevon? What was his name that did that song? I couldn't stand that song. It drove me nuts. Neat, 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 neat. Werewolves in London. I couldn't stand that song. I couldn't stand that song. Ooh, ooh. That just gave me a bad taste in my mouth, and I'm drinking coffee. I never liked that song. That ranks as like one of the top that I can't stand to listen to. It's up there. That's probably top 5. I can't think off the top of my head because I try not to remember them. But then again, that's on my own preference of music. I mean, another one that just was like ridiculous. But I don't know if it makes my top 5. I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy. I thought that was so freaking ridiculously stupid. The music sucked. The whole thing sucked. And people loved it. They actually liked that. I'm like, what? So, you know. But that one's up there too. What is my mother doing after midnight outside? She's playing with the cats. After midnight. Yeah, that's not a song that's at the top of my list. Trying to think. I'm trying not to think, but what other songs did I just despise when I heard it? And I'm like, I can't hear it. Oh my God, it hurts. It's almost like one of those songs that I'd break in 5 minutes or even 10 if they kept playing it over and over, and I would just break. Please stop. Just stop playing it. I'll do anything. Just stop. The SpaceX was a fail. I did not watch it. I was working. But Daryl, there were people messaging me. Andy, it exploded mid-flight. Debris is falling from the sky. Then when the booster was coming down, fire shooting out from the bottom of it. One person said it looked like, what was the words they used? A flamethrower's coming out the side of it. It's on fire. I'm like, oh my God, what the heck happened? So, Karen, that's funny. Oh my, she's outside with the cats. She really is. She's talking to them. I could hear her. She's batty. Mom is batty. And every time you hear that's the doorbell, the ring, detecting her going in and out, in and out. Oh, I'm not talking about Greer. Greer's like he says he's doing something else coming out. Greer has nothing to do with the other stuff. He's got his own thing, his own little gig thing coming out with supposed whistleblowers. This has nothing to do with him. This has to do with Ross Coulthart. And the other one is going to be interesting too, a few days after. I cannot get into details. Fantasy was like, Bill, I cannot get into details. Even though I'll say, keep an eye out for Mr. M. A few days, it could be a week, whatever, after Saturday. That's all I'll say. Mr. M. Keep an eye out for Mr. M. You'll know who Mr. M is after it comes out. But that's all I'm saying, because I'm not getting in trouble. Oh, I can't stand that song. Karen's going to torture me all night now with it. What other song couldn't I stomach? I don't even know. Like I said, I don't want to know. I'm trying not to remember those songs. Oh my God. I still can't believe I built the 747 plane. LMH put up a new night stream last night. Even that's the question I had. She's so nice. She is nice. Do you know when she did the event in New York City when I was there? I always forget to take pictures with people because that's not even on my mind, to be honest. I always forget to take pictures when I'm with people. I didn't even take a picture with me and Linda. I didn't even take one. I forgot totally. But she spent a good half hour or more. She was surrounded by people asking her questions. She answered everybody's question. She took the time to address everyone that was there. I was impressed. And before the event, we, of course, got there. Mom and I was there early, like 4 hours before her presentation, because I was going to film her Earth Files, which I did live to cover the event. And there were two gentlemen there, and they traveled from Ohio or something like that. And Mom and I are hanging out with Linda and the MC. I can't remember his name. And we're hanging out at a juice bar. And the two guys are sitting by themselves, and they're like, you could tell they're just dying to talk to Linda. You know, and I'm, like I said, I'm with Linda. We're in our group, but they're like not too far away. And she got up and she said hello, introduced herself like she has to. Yeah, right. And she made those two gentlemen's night. Oh my gosh, they were like little kids. So excited. And I said, look at Linda. Look how awesome she is. So yes, she's really awesome with people, engaging. She is. You know who does that too? Mark. Mark loves to talk to the people. Travis too. Travis will talk to you. A lot of them do. The paranormal rangers, both of them, especially Stanley. They will talk to you. They're so friendly. They talk to everybody. They are so cool, the two of them. They are great people. And Stanley, I consider now as a really good friend. This isn't like a work associate. He is a friend. Because we speak, I won't say often, but regularly. And he sent me that beautiful arrowhead, which I told him, you don't know how I feel about having this, because I do feel like a sense of energy wearing it. I am not lying. It's like I feel, it could be my mind telling myself that this is giving me some positive vibes, you know, mind over body kind of a deal. But regardless, I treasure it, and I don't just wear it all the time because I don't want it to fall off or lose it, like the chain breaks. I bought a sterling chain, all that. It's in the room in a box. You got that right with Linda. Yeah, Mom is busy with the cats. I don't know where Tycho is. He's not here. He's with Mom. But yeah, I mean, they're awesome people. Yes, Karen, they are, and I gotta say, a lot of them are like that. I can't think of anybody that I observed in conferences that were rude to people. I honestly cannot think of one. I wouldn't mention their name if I did, but I can't even think of one. I honestly can't. Now, there are some that are more subdued, and they may be short on their answers, because they have so many people approaching them. That's common too. They keep it short to the point, but it's not like they're being rude and would not say hello. You know what I mean? I've never observed anything to that level ever. So, I mean, that's just the way it is. You couldn't you couldn't stand anything by the Violent Femmes. I don't even know what the heck that is. If I heard it, I don't even know what that refers to. The band. Maybe I've heard it. I don't know. Pigpug. It's kind of weird too. There are songs I did not like and I like them now. I didn't like them when I was growing up, but now it's like, that's not so bad after all. That's a weird thing. Let's see. I can't think. Now, there were songs that were so played out, I didn't want to hear them. Like, I'm a Rush fan. I can't stand hearing Tom Sawyer. I just can't take it. And I'm a diehard Rush fan, and I just go nuts when I hear Tom Sawyer, because it's like, oh my God. They used to play that out so bad on the radio. Bad. It got to the point where I didn't even want to hear the song anymore. Now, it's okay to hear the song after I've heard it in a while, but back in the day, it was always on the radio. It was so annoying. Oh my gosh. And the same could be said with Guns N' Roses and Welcome to the Jungle, especially at the beginning. Oh, that's all you heard. It was like, oh my God, stop it. Stop. Oh, you were there? Mark was there. I was going to go, but I'm so busy. I was going to go for that. I know which one you're talking about, because I was going to go. Now, I may be going to the MUFON Symposium in July. And I'm not saying where it is because I don't think it's been announced yet. But I may have a conflict because Pine Bush might happen in July now. So I don't know. I got to see what happens with I got to talk. Lance has tried to call me today. I got to find out what's going on with Pine Bush. Because if it's Pine Bush, I'm choosing Pine Bush. I got to help here. I can't go to the symposium. Oh, God. I can't. Like, I could hear Tom Sawyer. I guess it would be put in the middle of something. I'm telling you. And that's for me to say, a Rush fan. To say that, trust me. You had to live the moment and understand how bad it was. Back in the day on the radio. It was just ridiculous. That was like their biggest. That Spirit of Radio got a lot of airplay on the radio. Subdivisions. There was a few that got a lot. Free Will. Even Red Bachetta, not so much. Free Will was up there. Limelight was up there. But really, Tom Sawyer was the one. That was the one. Oh my God. Do you know I have Lee Spiegel's, one of his, if I don't know, it might be his final presentation about the UN. I have that on tape. I may even have something that was done outside that the audio was so bad, I would have to try to fix it. It's possible. I have not tried. See, but that didn't get a lot of, that got a little radio play. I'm on TikTok right now and Facebook and YouTube, so I can't play regular music. But I think I have that video. God only knows where. It's like that in my system. If I see it, I would know. But, oh, I hope my GoPro comes tomorrow. Oh, this could be it. Where is it going to pop up? Oh, this might be it. I'm not sure.
Something again.
There's Linda. Oh, there's Lee.
Probably a cylinder.
Okay.
Snake-like
I cannot
UFOs
fix it.
moving across the
How does it
sky.
sound?
The horses went crazy.
Yeah, sounds horrible.
Horses, drawing a wagon, started bucking, went crazy.
That's Linda Zimmerman.
knocked the
This was outside the tent. Lee Spiegel. I don't know if Dolan was on this. They only did like, oh, Mark is there. Oh, Richard is there. Oh, they're all there. I'm going to try to do something. I don't want to use Premiere Pro because that's going to crash the computer hard. It will take forever. This is a long video. It's like 5 hours. I don't think TikTok is going anywhere. I don't think they'd have the nerve to do it before Trump's inaugurated. My personal opinion. Because he doesn't want it to happen. But who knows? I think there'll be a hold on that, a stay. For now. My gut, at least. I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen with that. I'm going to try to repair this file, but it's never going to be done in time. Even if I try to do it at such a low bit rate, it's still going to be. But this is pretty cool. Nobody's ever seen this. That's for sure. Only the people that were sitting underneath the tent. This is it's 3.5 hours. But I can try to repair the audio. Which is going to be interesting to see if it works. But I bet you this is stressing the computer already. You're talking about Lee Spiegel. And I helped him that day. And I helped him the night before. Actually, Eric and I, you don't even know the story with that. That was crazy. So Lee needed a piece for his laptop, which was a Mac that he didn't have and nobody had in order to do his presentation. So it was about 8:30 at night. I went on my phone and I'm looking for this adapter that could work so he could feed it out to plug it in to do his PowerPoint. So I said, oh my gosh, they got it in Walmart right by my house. But I got to leave now because they close soon. So Eric and I jumped in the car with our costumes on from the party that was going on. We were dressed as Men in Black. We walked into Walmart dressed as Men in Black, and people were looking at us like, is this the Blues Brothers or Men in Black? What are they? But we ended up getting that piece for Lee. It was crazy. True story. It was funny. We need to unlink the audio gain. I don't know if this is going to work. I may have to put it. Actually, the better thing is to separate the audio from the video and try to fix it that way. Let's see what happens when I play.
Because it's trillions and trillions of dollars at stake. So disclosure, how's disclosure going to come from that?
Okay, that's not much of an improvement. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to export the audio. And then I'm going to try to repair the audio separately. And then replace the track. I don't know if I'll be able to repair it though. It was bad recording. I'm going to try. Okay. MP3. This might take a minute. It shouldn't take that long. It's a 3.5 hour file though. Oh, it's going. It says it'll be done in 3 minutes. We'll find out. But it's nothing anybody's ever seen. You have a picture of me dressed as the Men in Black? That's when I was about 70 more pounds than what I am now, Karen. I look at those photos and I look like I'm gonna explode. So actually, I gotta see my doctor at 11 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. And I still want an MRI. So yeah. So you got a picture of that? Mark was dressed up. Eric, Marianne Robb, and Kristan T. Harris. She was our prisoner, the alien prisoner. And we were all dressed as Men in Black. That was funny. That was fun, though. That was a great weekend. Sadly, the late Lee Spiegel, Richard Dolan, Mark D'Antonio, that was a good weekend. Martin Willis was there. I mean, that was a really good gathering. I got to work Saturday night. So I don't know how. I already set the DVR to record it. Now, once I get the guys on the air, they're good to go. They do their thing. They do it on their own. They bring up their own stuff on the screens. It's like they produce their own show. So it's like, once I get them on the air, they're good. So I might be able to see most of it. When I go to commercial and when I start the show, I won't be able to see all that part. Looks like there's a plane. Let's check out what's going on in Hawaii. Actually, I want to check this one out first. Ugh, looks bad. I tell you, Canada, that camera really went downhill, sadly. That really is upsetting. You know that Blue Origin already has another rocket set up to test. They already got one up. Oh, that's wild. Okay, let's see. Well, it looks a lot better than what we're seeing on this screen. It's a little on the pixelated side, but and there you go. I mean, that's a lot better than just looking at nothing on the screen for now. And I could always bring that up. I can keep an eye on it. Okay, what was I doing? Oh, it's done. Let's see if I could fix it. It is possible, but it's still gonna have that background sound. There's nothing I can do to repair that. Nothing. No filtering, nothing's gonna fix that. It's the damage is done on the recording. And if I try to filter it, it's gonna sound muffly, it's gonna sound terrible. Okay, here it is. Let's see. Once it appears, I'll know if it'll be better. It's loading. Oh my gosh, I hope my GoPro comes tomorrow. Last one got lost. The other one was a scam. Oh my God, look at that recording. Of course it sounds terrible. Let's see if we can fix it a little bit. I mean, it will definitely sound better. Not much better because, like I said, the recording is what it is, but this might make it a little better though. It took me a long time to get these configurations perfect. What I do for audio. And I don't share this settings with no one. Only Martin Willis. That was the only person I ever shared this with. And of course, the people that I work with. Okay, let's see what happens. It flattened everything out nicely. Now we're going to amplify it. Then I'm going to play and see how it sounds. Let's see.
Part of my tropical experience and lasted the whole of Europe. This whole thing for a while. Remember titles like Invaders from Mars? Take me to so-and-so Grenada.
Ben Hansen and Melissa Tittle, and Ben and I are good friends, and I met Melissa on the production. She's great. And you know what's interesting? I didn't realize until I got here, and I live in Western Connecticut.
That is the best. I cannot muffle it. You can make it out. That's the key. Pine bush tent. That's why. Okay, I'm gonna put this in here. And then I'm gonna try to cheat by playing the video, that's going to be impossible. To sync it, I would have to put this track on the video track. I just removed it. We're definitely not going to see this tonight. But there is a funny part in the video. I could show it. There's a funny part in this video. This was Pine Bush, 2022, I don't even remember. Before Lee comes on, I got him this podium. I was looking all over for that freaking podium in the museum. And Lee is like, Bill, I need that podium. I said, Lee, I'm trying to find it. I can't find it. The museum's packed. People are touring the museum. I'm scrambling, trying to find this thing. And
us being able to detect a barometric pressure change in 10, 15 feet. So they really are remarkable. Any other questions or comments? Yes, in the back.
Yes, a lot of reports of sightings of Bigfoot and UFOs at the same time or around the same time. And have you looked into the connection with Bigfoot and dogs in particular? Because dogs seem to be particularly a target.
Yes, I talked to, do you know Stan Gordon? Yes. I talked to Stan Gordon about that, and he said, what I'm doing with animals and UFOs, he said you could do the same thing with animals. He has some great stories on that. So yes, whatever.
I like Linda a lot. She's cool.
They're not happy campers with, with cryptids at all. Yes. Oh, the handsome gentleman on the left.
What's the best case you've ever investigated down Pine Bush?
The best case I ever investigated in Pine Bush would, I really love the rectangle story from 2013 with multiple eyewitnesses. Did I get the right answer?
Yeah. Any answer from you is great.
And now I will yield to my eminent colleague, Lee Spiegel.
Look at me, coming with the podium right in time. Just in time. Here I come with the podium.
My hero.
He's saying my hero.
And here's the hero of the whole day, Bill Skywatcher. A hand for Bill.
Oh my
Hi
God.
everyone, how are you doing today? I just want to see a show of hands. Is there anyone out there?
So yeah, just to see Lee, it makes me emotional because his wife, I mean, we all hung out together. It was just, it is. And you have to see, I have his emails when it is emotional. It is too much. But that was a funny moment, though. I come out just in time with the podium. That was just happened to be perfect timing. Lee stressing, like, Bill, I need that podium. I have to do my presentation. That wasn't a presentation. His presentation was inside that night. That was like a sneak insight of what was going to happen that night. It was packed. Packed. Yeah, okay. Oh my gosh. It was priceless. It was a lot of fun. I must say, it was a lot of fun. And I should give that to Dolan. The thing I had with Lee. Somebody should have this. For real. This is precious. I'm the only one that has it. I am the only one that has this video. And it doesn't come to a shock that I do. Which would be this one. I don't know what drive it's on. It might be on this one. I gotta change the station soon. That is kind of funny though. Here I come. My hero to save the day, Mr. Bill Skywatcher. That's just too funny. Oh my gosh. And I'm all over the place when this stuff happens. I'm running around, helping everybody. It's got to be here. Yeah, oh, that's okay. Here it is. This one.
Well, hello, everybody. I actually want to first ask you, I want to follow up something that April started to talk about, because I always like to do this. I'm very happy to be in Pine Bush. Pine Bush has been in the news a lot in recent years. I want to get right down to the heart of something that I like to ask people about. And so I did this earlier today in the tent. But
This
it might be a whole new
is
group of people
an hour
who are here
and
tonight,
10
but I
minutes
wanna
long.
Ask you the same question. How many, I want a show of hands, how many of you have ever felt
Oh my
like
God.
you had any kind of you?
I can't even. I just, it's too long. One day I'm going to play that in its entirety. I'm going to, because nobody's ever seen that. Only the people that were there. I don't know how many times Lee did that presentation of his involvement at the UN in the 70s with Jacques Vallée and numerous, even J. Allen Hynek. My gosh. And the country of Grenada was the sponsor nation. And Lee worked all this out. I mean, that's powerful stuff. Really. And I don't, like I said, I don't know how many times he did that presentation about the UN. But I have it in its entirety. So that's kind of precious to me that I was able to film that. And then there's this. For me personally, and I spoke to him right before the holidays to wish him happy holidays. But this is on my other channel that I never stream to anymore, and I still have 3,000 people there. Crazy. Over 3,000. Now, I don't know which is the good video. Oh yeah.
And they can also, I mean, the weapons
They're both buzzed.
was downloaded by the ETs, the one that has the holes in it.
This was a moment. Right here. Travis Walton playing guitar in front of my house with a campfire. Everybody's hanging out outside. My friend from high school is right here. He brought his guitars so Travis could play. Mom is here. I'm sitting over here filming it.
Said he can actually make frequencies with his brain. It's my roommate. He's actually working with the Ancient Aliens people. They're going to do a 6-episode series on their
This was awesome.
and also I'm over there with so they're the ones that will put traces of implants. The aliens will use implants, but there's not going to be, I don't think, an interest. Most of them are.
So this was right in front of my house.
Well, no, not just like no, like any kind of.
And it was so cool because Travis was so relaxed. Everybody's just chilling. We're all just hanging out, enjoying the evening. Like I said, I put a fire out front, and we're all just sitting around it and hanging out. It was awesome. That is a moment. The guys had their P&K had their telescopes out there. It was crazy. They were sleeping inside the house because they wanted to get up to do a stream. You can't see it. But they had their telescopes out here. It was just crazy. And the thing was, watch the wires, because there were so many wires out there.
But you see it faded. It's moving to the north.
So it doesn't show it on here, unfortunately.
Northeast.
See, we're out there with the fire.
It's amazing. I just went crazy.
I had a monitor out there. We're doing a live sky watch with my camera on a projector screen. It was pretty cool. Mark did a presentation out there for everyone. We have good times. When people come here, we have good times. All right, I got to get ready for the station. Ground Zero. What's Clyde? I don't know if I'll be able to figure out what he's talking about tonight.
You know, I don't have a crystal ball, okay? But what I can tell you is these tariffs are going to cause...
Oh, okay. They're talking about something else. All right, I got to wrap the station up in 8 minutes. I need to pay attention. Alexa, set alarm for 12:55 a.m.
Alarm set for 12:55 a.m.
A true story? This is a true story. We all left Roswell. I was with Mark and Marianne, and we didn't run into them at all. We left Roswell like at 10:30 in the morning to go back to Arizona, and that is one heck of a drive from Roswell, New Mexico to Mesa, Arizona. So we're driving, and we decided they decided to show me Smokey the Bear's gravesite. And that place where it's located also is very historical for Billy the Kid. So there was a lot of things to see there. So I have the pictures of Smokey I took. And as we go to the office, who's inside? Travis and his wife. Just out of nowhere, we meet at Smokey the Bear's place. And I'm like, wow. Hey, what's up, Travis? Like, we didn't expect that. Out of nowhere. Driven hundreds of miles to get to Smokey the Bear's place, and they happen to be there at the same time. So then we leave. We stop at the Valley of Fire. I got my, what do you call it? The freaking rocks up there somewhere. There's one over there. Lava rock. So now we're driving. We're heading west. And there was a gas station to get gas. And then we went in to get some munchies, use the restrooms, etc. And let me see if I have it. It was so bizarre. It really was bizarre. Let me see if it's in this folder. I gotta watch that clock. Where is it? I'm surprised it's not in here. Let's try a different drive. But where the heck is it now? I'm gonna have to search it. It was so bizarre. I'm looking for the folder. I don't know, it looks like there's some serious clouds getting in the way here. Let me check the other stream. I'd rather look at that right now. The other one's like giving me a headache. There is something I gotta show everybody. It was released. Our Canadian friends released something. Oh, I've got a ton of videos. Yeah, I'm not feeling this Dr. Greer stuff as much as I know about the other stuff. I don't understand why I can't find this. Station's ending in 4 minutes. That was at Roswell. That was the first Roswell. Here it is. Jesus, stop it. Open. Stop. Open file location. Bill Roswell. Oh no. Here comes Mom. What?
Looking for Tycho. You see him.
Alexa, stop. I'll tell you another thing that was impressive was the Roswell Museum, their archive. We got a tour with Donald Schmidt. That was pretty cool. I took this picture when he signed my book for me. Oh, that's a video.
All right, maybe not. I should pause it.
And it's fortunate because
Oh my gosh. That's not the video I wanted. I thought that was going to be a picture. Like this one. This is a picture with Donald Schmidt. Look how big I was. Oh my God. That is just scary. And this is the first Roswell. This isn't the... And my buddy. This is my buddy. That's my buddy. Daryl Sims. He's so cool. That's Mr. Cool right there. That's not the right Roswell, though. This is the right Roswell. Station's ending. 1 minute. This is the picture. We go to the gas station, and who do we run into? Travis, and of course Mark's there, and myself at the gas station. So we met them a second time out of nowhere. It was so bizarre. Again, hundreds of miles away after we went to VLA, the Very Large Array. We stopped at the Valley of Fires, and then we were driving. We stopped at a gas station. You know what the chances are of running into them the same day twice? Randomly? That was like, get out of here. This is wild. All right, station is over. And that's a wrap. Oh, thank God. So yeah, I've got a ton of videos from Roswell, including the practical joke that they did to me at a steakhouse in Roswell, New Mexico. They did this to me.
Yes. All right, guys, I'm very loud, so be ready.
Oh my God.
Ready?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. They're so bad. That was, I did not know they were going to do that. And they did that, and I was like, oh my God, I got to sit on this saddle now. Yeah, the VLA is outrageous. The VLA is, and Mark and I were chanting in the car, VLA, VLA. And then we were driving, Marianne's driving, and I'm in the back seat, Mark's in the front seat. And we get close, and I don't know if I have that video. And there's a white van that comes out, but it doesn't come to us. Oh shit, we're gonna get in trouble now. I'm surprised I don't see the video, but I know I have it. Let me go up to the top. Oh my God, look at all these videos. And then we went to White Sands. Right there. White Sands. Mark is so cool. VLA, I'm not sure. I cannot confirm that, but I don't know if that's SETI connected, what you're saying as far as the WOW signal. But the movie Contact, that was part of that movie. I would have to look. I would have to look into that. I'm not sure. I can't confirm that. Mark would, if it did happen. I'm trying to find. Here it is. Maybe. I don't know. It's one of these. I'm filming it now.
Look at that. Now that is a perfect shot.
Yeah, that's a beautiful shot right there, dude. Wait 1 second, Marianne. I'm just filming it. So they only can bring one in at a time, Mark?
Yes.
There's a guy in a white truck way up there, but I don't
Yeah, the white truck.
Oh, they're watching us. He's coming now. Oh, he's not. Oh, he's not. He's going straight.
Just went opposite. All right, I'm good.
There was a truck, a white truck.
Horizontal format, and then we'll be done.
There was a white truck, and it went straight. It didn't come toward us because it's closed, and Marianne decides to drive right up to this. And you know what's cool too? The old dormant volcanoes. I took videos of like everything. I really did. Pictures. I went nuts. And I have, like, I can't even show all this. It's just too much. I took videos of so much. This is the Paranormal Rangers. These awesome, oh, wait, I shouldn't have put that one. There they are. I should have put that one. This is a little bit more appropriate. There we go. Stan and John. They are so cool. So down to earth. They are awesome. They are. Look how big I was. I took a picture with Nick Pope. Look at that. That's ridiculous. That is so bad. That is so bad. Oh my. So yeah, then they gave me a lollipop with a scorpion because I'm not a scorpion fan. So they gave me a lollipop before I left. Oh, there's so many of these crazy like pictures. I don't think I have the drone show, which kind of stinks. I think I tried to do it live. The Roswell drone show. I think. Here was the scorpion in Marianne's backyard. Mark's got the UV lamp.
Is it?
Yeah, actually, the bigger the better. If they're small.
Oh,
Mark.
Oh, look at that. Oh, he went to the hole.
So he came from the neighbor.
Yeah. Did you get that okay?
I think I did.
A scorpion in the backyard. I'm like, ooh. Not something I want to see necessarily. Oh, it was so much fun. It really was. This was a piece of metal that's still being tested, and I had it in my hand like the next day, that was recovered at the alleged Roswell crash site the day before. We were supposed to go on that trip, but we couldn't. It was just too much stuff going on. And then I'm with Chuck in this photo. He's showing it to me, which I have that interview. And it is on KGRA. I think. I know it's on KGRA. This was a photo from the drone show. There's so much that was going on. It was so much fun. I must say, it was a lot of fun. Let me see. No. I have too many videos. Oh yeah, here it is. And I'd like to welcome now to the KGRA Digital Broadcasting booth the one and only paranormal researcher investigator, Chuck Zukowski. How are you?
And who are you?
I am Bill Skywatcher.
I know.
But
know,
I'm just
Bill.
Bill Skywatcher. You are the man. That's what I'll say.
You're the man.
You are the man.
No,
But
I'm just a UFO investigator.
So we're here at Roswell, and he did a presentation on cattle mutilations.
I did.
What's going on? I mean, is there a number rising up again with all these mutilations? I mean,
it's never gone away. I mean, it could die down for about a year and a half. I was talking to a rancher earlier this year, and they said, it's been about a year and a half, 2 years before we had mutilations. And then literally a month after that rancher told me that, we had 3. Now, 4 actually.
Where is this happening?
The first one that I investigated was in Oregon. I guess it was towards the end of around April or so. Then we had the Texas one with all 5 or 6 newts there. Then, oh my gosh, just 2 weeks ago, I did one in Colorado.
Wow.
So this month, 2 weeks ago, and then while I was doing that investigation, I was talking to a rancher who was telling me a little bit more about the rancher who I was investigating. He said, oh, by the way, while I was on vacation last week, I came back and one of my animals was dead.
Wow.
And he said, but kind of suspicious, but I can't say it's mutilated. But, animal mutilations have a tendency of there's multiples of. So,
is it different? Because I've been hearing this for decades. Decades. I remember when Linda Mulhall was getting involved with all this stuff. But is it the typical lack of blood on the site, laser-looking incisions, removing of the pineal gland? Is this still the type of stuff that's going on, or has it changed in any way?
It varies.
It does.
It does vary. The one in just happened a couple of weeks ago. It was the whole side of the body here, just. The one in Oregon, it was the chest cavity, it was the jaw, it was the anal area. The ones in Texas resembled the one from Oregon because when I found out about the ones in Texas that had happened 4 or 5 days after the one I was investigating in Oregon, I contacted the deputy who actually did the investigation there. And I told her who I was. I'm an animal mutilation investigator out of Colorado, former deputy myself. And we spent a good 45 minutes. I took her to my website. I showed her the pictures of the recent mutilation I just had investigated out of Oregon. And she says, those cuts are almost identical to the cuts of the animals that happened in Texas. And I said, okay, can you send me some information?
Is that, and when you say information, is that like autopsy reports?
What I wanted was a case report from the sheriff's department. I want to know what the deputy. Now, she was a deputy that actually did the investigation. So I want to see what she had, her pictures, and she was going to send them to me.
Now, I'm going to fast forward because this is a long interview with him. I want to see when we talk about the piece of metal.
They said, well, that just looks like the backside of Spidey sense. It could be inflatable. He teaches golden stuff. Frank's got hit.
All of this is available on the KGRA website, the membership area.
The project of this, if you notice.
Okay, here we go.
That you can kind of the technology difference between interesting things. Now, got on eBay. I found a metal detector, brand new, that was very similar to Frank Kimball's.
And it didn't have the S.
Didn't have the S. It had the G for good.
Yes.
Right. And so it was, I'm not going to say the brand, but it's designed to hunt gold nuggets. Why? Because whatever this material is, that type of metal detector can find.
Right.
Not the coin ones. MUFON tried that.
The gold one could.
MUFON was out there, tried it with and they didn't get nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, what's today?
Friday, the day after you went.
Yesterday was Thursday.
Yes.
We went to the debris site yesterday. We were there at 8:30 in the morning. Within 15 minutes, I found. Here you go.
Oh my
look at all.
Gosh, they're big pieces.
Within 15 minutes, I found one piece.
Look at the size of these. Can you see that on camera? You want me to get a little closer to the camera? Because I can. These are big.
So within 15 minutes, I found a piece. And then Frank was finding one. And we were just knocking it out of the park.
Ooh.
Oh, it's okay. It's just a piece of a UFO. You can drop it.
Oh my God! Another crash.
Another crash of 23.
Oh my God!
And now,
one of them looks scarred, like it was burned.
Now the thing is if you look at this bigger piece right there, you can see the folding. You can see all kinds of interesting things. Now, the piece that I took to Colorado to have it analyzed, which was this piece right here, under the microscope, he looked at it, he said, I can tell you this about that. Something exploded that caused this piece to look like, because all the edges are jarred under 500 microns, all right? We're talking small, small, small. You can see little cuts, you can see little holes, you can see little lines in it, okay? So we're talking very, very small under a microscope where you can see this damage.
This is remarkable.
So he says, the only thing I can say is something exploded that caused this much damage. This thing saw so much trauma.
Stress.
It was stressed out. And there's folds. There's folds in there. If you look at it under a microscope, there's a fold under this one. There's actually some folds in these too.
That's unbelievable. Where
it's folded, and in little cuts, and the cuts are within 50 microns. Okay, we're talking very, very small. So he was like, oh my God, if you find any more of this stuff, you let me know and bring it back. So now we have some more stuff.
It looks like it was burned, like you could see it. It's got that color.
Now, some of this color might be because it's been underground for how many years now?
True.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the other issue too. Now, when you look at this one over here, after he did an ultrasonic cleaning, it cleaned up pretty nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that might be the case. But under a microscope, you can see, oh my God, the stresses, the cracks, the little holes. And that's exactly what we saw in the 2002 one, that it was extremely stressed out. Now, like I said, the technology difference between since I had the previous one.
So yeah, this is lengthy. I did do an interview with Nick Pope. It is an absolute honor to have Nick Pope with me right now, well-renowned British journalist and also an employee was an employee of the Ministry of Defense in the UK.
Correct, yes. So the British equivalent of the US Department of Defense. I was a civilian employee there for 21 years. And for much of the early 90s, I ran their UFO program, where my job was to evaluate the defense and national security implications of the phenomenon.
Wow. So now we're looking at the whistleblowers, the whistleblower that just recently came out, Mr. Grush. It looks like there may be more on the table as well. What is your take on this? Do you think that we're going to start to eventually get information coming out to the general public? Because it's all about transparency and also with that fine line of national security. So in a public hearing, honestly, Nick, I don't expect much because there's only so much they can talk about in a public setting, not in a classified hearing setting. So I think, do you think the public is going to continue to be disillusioned by the lack of transparency and say, oh, this is another not much to look at kind of a thing with this current whistleblower?
Well, I think there are two separate issues here.
Okay.
The first issue is the public, as you say. And yes, I think at an unclassified level, people are often, and I get this, disappointed by how little information there is out there. If people look at the text, for example, of David Grush's complaint to the Intelligence Community Inspector General, they will see that it's just a fairly generally worded accusation that there was retribution after he came forward and spoke out. You're not going to get at that level the names of projects,
individuals,
any details. No.
Right.
But as I say, the public is only one part of this conversation. The other part is Congress.
Yes.
And Congress, of course, and particularly those parts that are really have the high security clearances to hear this, Congress is now fully engaged on the David Grush story. Here's what I'm hearing. Point number one, David Grush checks out. He is who he says he is. He did serve on the UAP task force, which was the body that preceded the Pentagon's current Arrow office. Now, by his own admission, of course, a lot of what he's saying is well, this is what I have been told.
Right.
But
by other individuals.
Exactly. But the important point is this is not the sort of thing that we've seen before. This is not anonymous chatter on a conspiracy blog. This is a highly cleared former employee of the intelligence community who was on the UAP task force and did have dealings with opposite numbers in military, intelligence, other parts of government. So when someone like that says, look, I've got real details of this, what's happening, understandably, is Congress is saying, well, wait, why weren't we told about this? Even if it's classified.
But they don't have the classification of his level, a lot of them.
Well, we don't know. Because some people in Congress, of course, do have extremely high security clearances, because there is congressional oversight, for example, of nuclear programs.
Or the Gang of Eight.
Absolutely. And congressional oversight of various agent-running operations, for example. So classification is always going to be an issue, absolutely. But there are people in Congress who certainly can get much more than the media and the public will get on this, and that's happening. The House, the Senate, the intelligence committees, the armed services committees, the oversight committee, the House Oversight Committee, of course, saying now that it's going to have a hearing on this. A lot of people engaged saying, we've heard David Grush's story, now we, Congress, are going to work to try to verify that.
But the problem is, even though it's bipartisan, and it's not just happening in the United States, it's happening in Canada and probably elsewhere, is the frustration that they have trying to get this information from, say, the Pentagon, the military, or maybe even alphabet agencies. So they can work together as much as they want. But if they're not getting that information, it seems like the Whistleblower Act that came out was to try to encourage people to come forward with information because they're not getting it.
Well, that speaks to another point you made earlier in our conversation when we said it's not just David Grush.
Right.
If people remember when Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick last testified to the House, actually, on this, he said Arrow has already been approached by around 24 individuals. So here's the interesting thing. Some of these whistleblowers are going to Arrow. Others, sometimes because of a distrust of Arrow, are going to Congress, either to some of the congressional representatives that we know have spoken out about this, or more often, in the first instance at least, to their staffers. And some are even, having kind of on background discussions and off the record discussions with the media. So we've heard a lot about David Grush. Over the next few weeks and months, expect to hear more names.
I agree. Now here's the problem. It's something that you touched on in your presentation. I think the public, with everything that's going on globally, and especially in this country, is the distrust of government. And let's say we have disclosure. I think a lot of people are going to say, well, this is just another PSYOP operation. How do we trust this? Is this part of a disinfo campaign? So you were dealing with the societal effects of how this, if let's just say disclosure happens, how this affects everyone from financial, social, the political, or the religious. So let's just say this happened. Do you think that a lot of people are going to accept what they're telling us?
I think it's quite interesting. I think we'll see a flipping of the dynamic. At the moment, you have a large, kind of niche group, but a large one, of people in the UFO community, the alternative belief community, the conspiracy community, saying that they believe there's extraterrestrial visitation, that government know about this, and they're covering it up. The day we have, or the day after we have disclosure, a different bunch of people are going to say, I think all this alien stuff is made up, and I think it's to, for example, and I've heard this, it's part of Project Bluebeam, it's part of the prelude to a false flag alien invasion where they're going to try and bring in some sort of space patriot act or something like that.
But also possibly, I mean, I've heard this myself, the globalist cabal taking control, trying to make it under one world order kind of a thing. You hear all these different conspiracies out there when in regards to this. Now, for me, I'm looking at it in a practical way. Personally, I don't think it's going to have much of an effect on me if it would have happened tomorrow or today. But there's going to be a lot of people out there, they're going to say, especially in the religious aspect, they're demons. You know, how the military is going to interact with this? Because I think personally, the first group that's going to obviously engage is the military.
Yes.
For national security reasons.
Taking the situation in the United States, the very first thing that will happen will be this. The president will go to the chairman of the Joint Chiefs and say, is there a threat?
But how do they know?
Well, they will ask for an assessment. You know, they'll say, what's your best assessment of what we're dealing with here and what the agenda is and what our response should be?
Nick, you know that if something comes into our airspace and we're trying to communicate with it, with the likelihood, the chances are there's no way we're going to be able to communicate with it. Are they just going to let it into our airspace, not knowing what that is, or maybe they do, and landing on the lawn of the White House, or are we going to make that first shot? I mean, do you actually think it's going to go well in that kind of scenario of assessing what that is? You know what I mean? And
yes, it's a very difficult question.
It is.
What I will say is this. Obviously, any discussion of rules of engagement is...
That actually is a pretty freaking good interview, to be honest. And I don't want... This is available exclusively on KGRA. So, I don't want to just like play them all in their entirety, because that wouldn't be fair to the station. But you see, when I talk about what I talk about, it's not like I just came up with these thoughts and ideas and my opinions. This has been going on for quite some time. This was recorded late June 2023. So put that in perspective, what's going on now. It's the same thing. It's the same questions. It's with Congress and everything that's going on. It's the same thing. I could have said that yesterday with Nick. It's almost like it's frozen in time and it's still going on exactly like Nick and I were discussing. That's actually, I have to actually watch that whole interview because that was pretty good, in my opinion. Not to like inflate my own ego, but that was a good exchange with Nick Pope. And yeah, I got to, there was a lot of fascinating discussions, like with Bryce Zabel, even David Childress. You may know him from Ancient Aliens. Even sitting down with him.
You have so many exceptional books that you have written. But right now, you just have a new book out, and it's focused on Bigfoot in North America?
Yeah, the Bigfoot Files, the reality of Bigfoot in North America. It's my third Bigfoot book. I did one on Yetis and Sasquatch some years ago. And then I did a book called Bigfoot Nation about 5 years ago. And this is my latest one. It's only been out about 6 months or so.
Okay.
Bigfoot Files. It's all the latest.
So yeah, even David Childress, and this one, a lot of people have questions about this individual. He's in his 80s. I got his only book. He autographed it for me. He only brought one book, and I got it.
It is an honor to be sitting next to John B. Alexander.
Thank you.
Pleasure to meet you. Now, before we begin, Green Beret, Vietnam. This is a holiday. Thank you for your service to our country. And I think more of us need to be appreciative of the veterans that serve for this country. Now, we're going to talk about what's going on with this UAP whistleblower stuff.
Okay.
What is your feeling about what's going on right now? The secrecy behind it, whistleblowers?
Frankly, I don't know. I've never met Gresh, but I have talked to a number of very high-level people who say believe.
So, as far as believed, so his credibility is valid?
Credibility is
his background?
Very high, yeah. What nobody attests to, though, is any of the specifics because he hasn't given any.
Right.
He's just said generically, stuff happened.
Word of mouth from others.
You know, more to come. Well, I'll tell you, though, my feeling, which is, I think, kind of critical, that if what he said is right, there's going to be legal jeopardy for a lot of people.
Yes, yes.
I think it was absolutely what he's suggesting is.
You would have to look up John Alexander. He's got an interesting background. Very interesting. Hundreds of thousands per month, Pigpug. And like I said, I interviewed so many people when I was there. Bryce Zabel, Ben Hansen. There was a ton of people that I interviewed that day. Mark, of course. The Paranormal Rangers. Even a person who came out with a counter narrative of Roswell. I even interviewed him, Guy Malone, who has a different theory about what happened at Roswell. And he's written a book about it, which I found fascinating. And, you know, I want everybody to voice their opinions, whatever they are. He had a totally different take on Roswell.
This here in Roswell. Then I was just dealing with UFO cults, though. The Heaven's Gate, the religious movement. So I was doing a lot of biblical UFO stuff, responding to the cult views.
All right, I have to pause you. I got to stop you right there.
Yeah.
Religious. Now, for me, I'm a Catholic.
Okay.
And one of the, you know, in the Bible, Ezekiel.
Oh, yeah.
The wheel within the wheel.
Yeah.
What is your take on that? Because you mentioned the religious, but that's more religious to the cult side.
Yeah. No, read the very chapter itself. Before you get to the wheel, he says it's a vision. Right. I don't think that happened in 3D space-time that you and I are having this conversation.
It's a vision.
He states twice. He references it later in another chapter, back when I had the vision at the River Kadesh. So, yeah, God communicates with angels. I believe the thing he saw itself, covered with eyes. It's just a weird life form that we don't have on Earth, but it is a heavenly being. It's a heavenly being, yeah. Yeah.
So that's
the eagle, the lion, yeah.
Yes.
All these thrones, all these creatures that are represented around the throne room of God, no grays. No grays.
No grays.
Just saying.
I know, but
just saying.
Still,
I'm Christian too, by the way. Slightly different. Yeah, but yeah.
But when it says creatures, I was like, that's a little different.
The common line of thinking that we'll say ancient aliens or something like that, what they're going to say is you humans back then, you were too stupid to understand things like DNA and cloning and science. So we'd be zipping around in our UFOs and you mistakenly, ignorantly called us gods and angels. Tut, tut, tut. But now that you're a little more advanced, we're back. Here's what the UFO, that line of thinking says that I rebut. Is that the fire by night, cloud by day that Moses saw was really a UFO, or that Elijah's
fire, etc.
The chariots of fire.
Yeah.
And I just turned it around. I'm like, no, it's our stuck-up modern scientific people who, when we witness the supernatural, are trying to transpose a naturalistic explanation onto a truly supernatural event.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I just don't agree with the UFOs in the Bible point of view. I was on that History Channel feature called UFOs in the Bible in 2001. That many call that the pilot episode for Ancient Aliens because it was popular, that took off. But I was supposed to be the opposing point of view, and everything I say on there is me repeating the producer's words as a question as instructed.
Wow.
And then I was supposed to give my answer.
They omitted it.
Yeah, they omitted
Wow.
my answer and just
so
clipped me.
Totally taken out of context.
Yeah, my appearance on there. But yeah, I rebut the UFOs in the Bible view, to put it simply. I'm not. There might be other words,
That's
but the
incredible that they did that.
biblical accounts are about supernatural entities.
But before I rudely interrupted
Yeah.
you were talking about religion and cults and...
Yeah, that's what brought me here, to help people not turn this into their religious belief. It's America, you're free to, but I'm just providing biblical, orthodox information that says, no, it wasn't you. In the midst of all that work, though, after living here several years and running a place downtown, I would have people come up to me and they'd be like, well, my grandfather was involved in the 47, my great uncle, man, they were threatened with death if they talked about it. They were pillars of the community, salt of the earth people. They weren't lying. And I'm finally like, these people aren't lying. Something big happened here. And
Yes.
I'm like, God, am I wrong? Show me. So that's when I started doing some research that led Mike Heiser, a PhD theologian who's spoken here. He had a book mentioning Operation Paperclip, published in 2002, The Facade, and that got me on the trail of the German Nazi scientists. Nowadays, a lot of people know about Operation Paperclip.
Yeah, but a lot of those scientists were here developing our space program
Exactly.
and rockets. And
Yeah, but they were Nazis who should have been hung for their
Correct.
crimes, human experimentation. But the Soviets were taking their
Yes,
scientists.
it was pretty
South
much split up.
America. Yeah,
Oh,
we
yes, a lot of
had
South
to.
American.
Yeah, we had to, or we might be not speaking English today.
I totally agree
Yeah.
with you. But now, Roswell. You said it was published, the first version was published in the early 2000s.
Yeah, 1998 or 9.
But as you were gaining more information, you came out with newer editions.
Yeah. My book
so
is
it was
like
evolving.
3 times the size as when I moved here in 98,
Wow.
or 99.
So,
Yeah.
what is your theory on this?
On Roswell specifically?
On this specific
yes,
case?
The 1947 Roswell incident.
Correct.
I believe that we moved over 100 German scientists to White Sands, New Mexico, Fort Bliss, and Dayton, Ohio. This was classified AF, honestly. The president said no Nazis could come into the country. The CIA did it anyway, behind his back. The JOIA, which became the CIA,
Wow.
did it anyway. So yes, it was already illegal that they were here and against presidential orders. But we wanted, when you look at the designs from Germany, 1942, 3, 4, 5, they have prototypes of vehicles that they never got into mass production. But historians say, had they got these into production, they would have won the war. So we moved them over to build these things. And what I simply do with this book, with the talk I did, thank you, Roswell Daily Record, for the op-ed view that you let me do, was that those when you compare what they had working models and prototypes and designs of the German craft of the 40s, you put it side by side with the witnesses in the books like Crash at Corona, The Truth of the UFO Crash at Roswell. You put it side by side with the German designs and what the Roswell researchers and witnesses drew. It's a match. It's 100% match.
But are we talking about the Vril craft? The UFO?
The Horton Ho. The Ho 229 is one of the popular ones. We're on film. Do you want to see a visual display?
Yeah. What's the title of the book?
Come Sail Away with Me. It is the
I have
updated
it right
version
here
for 2015 of Come Sail Away, UFO Phenomena in the Bible, which was a smaller book, but...
So this is available anywhere? Amazon, Barnes & Noble?
Amazon. No, not Barnes,
Okay,
but anyway.
Amazon.
That's the original.
Yeah, this is it right here. And there are images in here, like he's making comparisons. It's in this book. It's funny that I have the book right here. Alexa, turn on the ring room light.
Okay.
And of course he signed it for me, but there are some interesting, and he comes up with some really incredible, valid points. Alexa, brighten living room light. Alexa, brighten living room light.
Okay.
Oh my God, I can't even turn the page. You have to, because when they were developing this plane, forget about the B-1 bomber and the shape of the B-1, but you got to see what the Germans were developing. And I'm trying to see if the picture that was drawn by Kenneth Arnold is in here. Because because that kind of gives you a good idea of what he's talking about. Because there's a lot of images in this book. Because that's what he does. He's trying to show you how similar they were. Oh God, I never want to not wear a hat again. But then again, I was so heavy back then. Now I'm not. It's kind of embarrassing how big I was. Okay, here it is. So this is what was, you see that? That was a rendition of what he claims he's seen, okay? Kenneth Arnold. See that? But look what the Nazis were developing. And we did do what he said. Here's one image. Does that not look very similar to what Arnold drew? Oh, we can go on. This is what he's saying. That when they brought these scientists over, look at that. That's why I said he has an interesting perspective on this. And he did his homework. He did his research. You got to give credit to that. Look, side by side. I mean, come on now. I'm just saying. So that's what he's talking about. And it goes on and on. The Germans were, I mean, if you look at some of this stuff that the Germans were developing, it's incredible. This book is excellent. And he's got documents in here. He's got a lot of stuff in this book. It's well done. Well done. And yeah, he was on the History Channel. But this goes into, this is, I mean, you would just have to buy the book to see it for yourself, all the stuff that he has in here. But this is the book, Come Sail With Me, by Guy Malone. And it's available on Amazon. Just an interesting perspective, another take on Roswell. On the development of craft, because we had the German scientists here, and we knew what they were trying to develop, prototypes in Germany. But like he said, they never had the time to complete. And if they did, who knows? On numerous areas. So it was a fascinating interview with him. And that's the thing. You want to give people the opportunity to voice their opinion, their research, their perspective. And there's a ton more of these videos. But just to give you an idea. So when you talk to these people, of course, that was in 2023. But the conversations continue behind the scenes. And, you know, the chatter, you know, discussed amongst us and information exchanged. And it's fascinating. And I hate to say it, though, the public just isn't aware. Yet. Now, just like anything else, Saturday night, I'm going to watch it just like everyone else. I haven't seen the video. I heard about it, but I've also heard of other videos out there. that have yet to be put out. I've heard of other whistleblowers coming forward, but that have yet to come out. I mean, it's like they're coming from everywhere. And, you know, through conversations, like I said, privately, there is a large consensus that is saying that disclosure could happen. There's a lot of people that are grounded with reality because it's speculative in nature. But a lot of people are thinking Trump could be that president. But they say this all the time. But if you think about what's going on, who better? I mean, if you think about it, all the pieces are in place. It's all the buildup. And then you have President Trump taking office, who's always speaking about transparency. And somebody told me in chat tonight, and I got to look it up. Matter of fact, before I go to bed, that Stephen Bassett put out on his Facebook something mentioning that if Trump may mention in his inaugural speech about transparency, but I don't want to misquote because I have not seen it. We're going to have Stephen Bassett on Monday on the show with Toby and I, Marked by the Sky. We definitely got to ask Stephen what he thinks about all this. I am super curious. It might be under paradigm. Oh, my shoulder just pain. I haven't had that pain, and all of a sudden, boom. I don't see anything on this. But I'm sure he's in my friends list. This may not be the time to search for it. But supposedly he put out a post referring that it's possible that Trump may speak about transparency in his inaugural speech. We'll see. There he is. Let's see. Oh my God, that's what he put. If the word, this was a post he put up 5 hours ago. If the word disclosure turns up even once in the inaugural address, start laying in champagne and snacks and get a bigger TV. That's Steven all the way. Oh my gosh. Oh, well, I guess we're going to have to wait and see. That's a good one. I like that one. Yes, this is true too. This is true. Mike Turner was removed? Is that true? I didn't even know that. One of the key persons dismantling the original UAP Disclosure Act has been removed as chair of the House Intel Committee. He was one. Tucker brought that up. I did not know, because I haven't been paying too much attention. I've been crazy busy. Yes, they removed Mike Turner. He was a big opponent on the whole UAP thing. Well, he's been removed. Is that something leading up to something changing of some kind of a shift? Ooh. I don't know. They're saying it's not connected to President Trump. But, oh, that's interesting. I didn't even know he got removed. So things are just getting interesting. Saturday is News Nation special about a pilot, helicopter pilot, Jake Barber, who's going to be interviewed by Ross Coulthart. And he's going to speak about his direct involvement in a crash retrieval. And there's a video, an exclusive video that's going to be shown on News Nation. Yes, it is. You're absolutely right. I've been saying that. It is one of the rare instances of bipartisan agreement on something right now. I've been saying that for a long time. This has been going on for years. Years. Ever since this stuff started. Both sides are just had it. Frustration. Both sides. When do you see a bill, an amendment by Schumer, Gillibrand, Rubio, and Rounds? What? Are you kidding? When do you ever see that? Oh my gosh. It's like, come on now. Just imagine what we have now that the public, oh God. Listen. I can't say anything because I get in trouble, like I said. And people hate when I do this. But there are people that have seen in a secret facility stuff that they say is no way of Earth or created by humankind. And we're talking officials in government. That's all I could say. That they've seen it. Specifically, the cube with the sphere inside that Ryan Graves described. That's all I'm going to say. This is how long now? A year or two that this has been known? But it's still not public. Yet. And the reason it's not because it's so classified that if they say something, they're toast. Toast. It has to be declassified. So they're not going to talk on the record about it. They're toast. Just like Robert Saleh said the other night when he signed the NDA. It said, if you were to violate anything, because he was sworn to say nothing about this to no one, not even his wife, it mentions in the NDA many years in Leavenworth prison. And that's not even funny, but it says it. And a lot of them, if not all of them, sign NDAs, which they're trying to do something about that right now. There are lawyers involved. There's a whole bunch of stuff to protect them, even though they sign NDAs to come out. There's stuff going on in the background right now. So, like Lou and some others that I'm not going to name have said behind the scenes, pretty much the general consensus is get ready, buckle up, strap in, it's going to get wild. And I'm hearing that from numerous people. Now, I don't know. I have to see this for myself like everybody else. But there's a lot of excitement and optimism going on in the background. That's all I could say. So, and I mean, Ross has been on this. So has Bryce Zabel. what Jesse did, putting out what he did Monday, kudos to Jesse. Whatever you think about the individual, Dr. Greer has his thing going on. Then there's Mr. M that you're going to hear about in a week or so. There is stuff coming out from all over the place. I'm just saying. And the thing is, have I been not hinting about this for over a week? And did it not just all come out? I don't just talk about it unless it's something impending. Because I am not going to get ahead of it from those that are doing the hard, like I'll say it again. The people that are doing the hard work, research, getting these people to come forward, because they are the ones that did the boots on the ground work. I mean, come on, man. You got that. That's their thing. That's their gig. You don't just start putting it out there because you know what's going on and putting it out there before they do. But once it's public domain and they come out with it, then you could comment on it. But you can't do it beforehand. That's reckless. It's irresponsible. It's horrible. But once they do, but that doesn't mean I can't hint to pay attention. Something's coming. There's nothing wrong with that. So that people are aware, and here it is. I can play the show that I did with Toby from Monday. It's freaky how everything we said is happening this week, including what happened 10 minutes after the show with the Green Beret and Jesse. It's crazy. And we said something would come by the weekend. Well, here it is. And then that something was going to happen on Wednesday or Friday. And it happened. Ross and Lou is on with Donald Trump Jr. on Triggered to make the announcement about Saturday. And then when Saturday happens, get ready for another thing with Mr. M shortly thereafter. I am telling you. And then there's another one that has nothing to do with any of this stuff. Supposedly that's out there. And then there's a video out there that's so insane that is supposedly out there that if that ever comes out, that's just going to rock the whole, it's going to just rock everything. It's just going to be like, oh my God. But the weird thing is, Ross, yesterday with Junior, when he said something, it raised my alarm bells. I was like, oh, wait a minute. What did he just say? A private entity is involved in what? Doing what? Well, then what I heard from Toby about something might be true. But it hasn't been mentioned yet. And I believe it's all over Reddit. But I am not going to be irresponsible to put stuff out there. Yeah, I said the same thing earlier. Pray for the president, Monday. I said that earlier. I don't want to rehash all that. But like I said, things are going to get really interesting. And I don't know, I've been paying attention to what Greer is doing as well. There's a bunch of different groups and entities doing different things. So, we just see it. Like right now on Tubi, a 3-part series is being done by Jeremy Corbell. I think it's on Tubi. So everybody's doing, it's coming from different sources. They're doing different things. But it seems like it's all happening at once. So it's like a bum rush of information like coming forward. And it's almost like they're all doing this to do the setup so that when Trump takes office, and who knows if he'll, because Ross, if you did not see the Triggered episode yesterday on Rumble with Donald Trump Jr. and Ross Coulthart and Lou Elizondo, you should. Because Ross was direct with Donald Trump Jr. He was direct. You should let your father know this. Let your dad know. See if he can do this. And I was like, wow, he's just talking directly. Like, Junior, you need to mention to your father about these things and recommend them that consider the things I'm mentioning right now. I was like, whoa. Okay. Bob Lazar. And I know there's people that don't believe him. I know people that have met with him when all this was happening, like Don Ecker, who went to his home. And I know someone that told me upon secrecy never to repeat what he was going to tell me. And what this is a high level person that he told me, Bill, and I'm just generalizing, Bob Lazar is the real deal. And I was like, but I almost said his name, oh my God. But people, you know, they try to discredit him because of the lack of information of his background, you know, education, all that stuff. Bill, he's the real deal. And this is a person I highly respect. And I'm not doubting this person. And I'm not going to name who that was. And I'm not going to name what he told me. So, you know, take that for what it's worth. But then I have to say, because of all that baggage associated, so why hasn't he been decided, you know, like they considered to be called in as a witness? If he is who he says he is, why? Because, like anything else in a court, you got to bring somebody that, because, you know, think of it as cross-examination. Are they going to pass the sniff test? Because they're going to come after him. And the same things you hear, you know, they want to bring people that pretty much are going to be completely vetted and considered like highly credible, because they don't want to turn it into like a circus. But wouldn't it be fascinating to see Bob Lazar appear at a hearing under oath? Wow. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I have no indication that's happening. I'm just being hypothetical. But if you seen last night, my friend Robert Salas says, I got my bags packed right now. He's ready to testify at a hearing. He is so ready. Bring it. So we'll see. He's already met with Arrow. He already met with Nancy Mace. So I'm sure he's on that list. And there are others similar. Because the word on the block is they're looking at direct witnesses in a nuclear situation. In other words, bases, facilities related to nuclear. We'll see. That's all I'm going to say. It looks like that's where they're going. I don't know that for sure. But like I said, the chatter behind the scenes looks like this is the direction that they're going. Let's see if I'm right. And whenever the next one happens. I could be very wrong. Bob Donecker, and he'll always say, his background detective and the BS meter he can tell. And he says, Bill, I have to tell you, I didn't detect any BS coming from Lazar when I sat with him in his house. And then there was an individual, I can't remember what Don told me, that recommended Bob to people. And that's what helped get him in. And then the person denied it. There's a little background that the public isn't aware of on a situation that happened behind the scenes with that. So think of it this way. I'll put it to you in a different way, and people they think it's BS, but if let's just say you are, and forget about the MIT part right now. Let's just put that to the side. I'm going to use an analogy. How's that? Let's just say there's some kid that's hanging out in his house, and he's a super hacker. Where did he get that training? From a college? From school? Where did he develop those skills? Through an education? Or is he self-taught and he's like super intelligent, a super geek? And they're out there. And they try to recruit them too. Well, think how Bob Lazar was at a young age and what he was doing. Now, if you're at S4, Area 51, and there's a frustration that there's a narrow scientific application being done trying to evaluate, disseminate, reverse engineer, and they're stuck. Wouldn't it be interesting to get someone that maybe is thinking outside that box, a different, fresh perspective, who has engineering skills to look at something? Maybe people don't understand that. It doesn't even matter if you want to pull up his educational background. There's a lot of people out there that don't receive an education and are super talented in what they do. It's not like you need that certificate of education to prove that you got a background in whatever. There are people that have a natural ability to learn and to be creative, and they're like geniuses at what they do. Forget about the education, self-taught. They learn. They're like a sponge. Do you know what I mean? So, like, there are people, I'll put it in another way. There are people that go to higher level of education to become engineers. Some people aren't just built for that. Or they go into broadcasting to force that, but they're not built for it. They're not natural. It's not within them. It's forced. And then there are people that just have the natural ability and gift to do so. Because they're meant to be that. That's who they are. That's their skill. That's what they were meant to be. Not forcing the issue, but they found their niche. This is what they were made to do. This is their destiny. You have to think, again, people think very narrowly. You have to think like way out here. You just can't simply discount something because you can't prove they got an education. Give me a break. You know, that's like Bob's in chat. Bob, I don't know. I never asked you this question. Did you go to school for engineering on the stuff that you've done? And you are an audio engineer. You've done gigs, big ones, big events. Did you go to school for that? I'm just curious. I don't know. I never asked you. Did you? Now, if you didn't, you did everything on your own. And you achieved that. And you achieved that without all that other stuff. It doesn't matter, you know. Everybody can learn. You know how many mechanics they are self-taught? Car mechanics or anything. Just think about that. People go to trade schools. Or like me. You think I learned how to build things? A deck or stuff around the house and do roofing? Any of that stuff. I taught myself. I didn't go to a trade school for roofing or building and stuff. It's like YouTube. The DIY do-it-yourself videos, self-taught. That's keeping it like really simple. But that's kind of I've been retired now, a lot self-taught. But I had to get tickets too. Okay, but a lot of it is self-taught. And I bet you rival other engineers that did go. You're just as good as they are. But you're self-taught mostly. But you're on equal ground. It's almost like a guitarist who's self-taught, who does not know how to read music, but is just as awesome as somebody that did learn how to read music. You know how many great guitarists out there that don't know how to read or write? Just act the late Eddie Van Halen. Sammy Hagar mentioned that in his book. I would tell Eddie to play a specific note, chord. That's not how Eddie did it. I mean, there are people that are able to have that natural ability to do things without having to do all that. It's within themselves. It's a natural gift, an ability. Well, Bob Lazar had that natural ability to be creative and build things and engineer things. And with that skill, it's totally on the outside from the status quo. And maybe they wanted to see, okay, let's get this young whiz kid in here and see if he sees something differently that we're not seeing. It could be as simple as that. It's not complicated. You know what I mean? Roads and bridges, but also a musician all my life since very young. Our new band is called the West Shore Millionaires Heartthrob Band. That's an interesting title for a band. Oh my gosh. You're never too late to research, Pigpug. Never. Never too late to research. Are you kidding? There's no age limit on being a researcher. Are you kidding? We played live for many years. Only fun now. As long as it stays fun, that's all that matters. As long as you enjoy it. Like today, I started getting to these models. I did not have a good day today building this 747 for the shuttle. It was a nightmare. It was a model that was made in the Philippines, because it says so in the instructional. You had to see how bad it was. Oh my God. It was a nightmare. I'd hope the other models, I know the Revell from Germany is going to be, I'm praying that these other models that I've got standing by, a lot of them ready to go, are a lot better than the one I just worked on, because I still got to build the little shuttle now. But the decals didn't work. None of that stuff worked. I'm like, oh my God, little flag. I couldn't even, it was horrific. Horrific. And here it is. Here is the 747. I painted it. Let's put it bigger. I painted the bottom, the sides. Thank God I did, because the decals didn't work. So here's my 747 for the shuttle. See? Oh my God! Oh yeah, they're all there still, all the wheels. See? There's my 747. This was ridiculous. But, it is what it is. Yeah, right? Uh-oh, Mom's here.
What? You got your stuff there. Your food.
But, like I said, if you can't imagine, like Mark D'Antonio, I got almost everything. The Star Destroyer is supposed to come tomorrow. There's only 2 more things that I ordered that is supposed to come. I got everything else. If you see how much stuff I got now to build models, you would think I have lost my mind. No, but I had to, Mark D'Antonio. I blame Mark. So next time you see Mark, blame Mark. I just threw Mark under the bus. I mean, wait. Let me just show you. This is how bad it is. Because I have to actually take the chair off just to show you the boxes. Because it's boxes. So I don't even know where to put all this stuff. Okay. What the hell did I eat earlier? Oh, chicken. All right. We'll start with the little box first. In this little box, there just happens to be brushes I threw in there. But Mark gave me this tape to make straight lines when I paint or anything, but you got to mask off the rest. This is a goose head lamp that I could put overhead the models, okay? This is nothing, really. It is important. That's nothing compared to what's coming. This big box is crazy. And I actually got to organize this because it's a mess already. This crazy box, which I'm going to organize right now. I haven't had the need to use this yet. The X-Acto knife, this is the kit. Okay? This is, I believe, the solder gun. This is when I do the lights. So I got a solder gun. I got solder wire over there. So we need to put this off to the side. Okay, this is where I have my glue in. Where is my glue? It's over there with the models. That's over there with the model. Then I bought extra glue, which I'm going to put in here. And I gotta go on Amazon and order a better tweezer, a long tweezer. I got a little tweezer. I should have another glue. We'll worry about that later. Then I bought this, which is detail brushes. This is a quality set. This is the airbrush for painting. This, which is a mess right now, is the light kits. Oh no, I got more stuff coming. I forgot about that. This is the light kits. I'm putting it all together now. This would have been the string I would have used to hang the lights, but I'm not hanging it. They're going up in that shelf. This is another extra set of white lights. I need extra. Now this is an adapter that I'm going to cut, that Mark told me to get. I'm getting a splitter coming soon that I'll be able to splice this into the splitter that can light up 6 different models. Instead of having batteries, it's going to be a plug-in. I'm going to buy a switch to put in between where all the models will light up with just a flick of a switch. These are actually the batteries for the battery part of the light kit. Oh my God. This is transparent white paint in a paste form. This is another type of blue tape, but wider. These are the blades for the X-Acto knife right here. This should be the set of the mini turn drill bits. Instead of using Instead of using a power drill, it's a hand twist mini drill set. Oh, there's more. Wish I need to put that in that box. This goes with this, because this is separate than the other paint. Transparent white paint, which is going to come in handy down the line, especially for the enterprise crafts. Then there's this workplace mat to do cutting on. It's a sewing mat. That's important. I don't know, where's my paint? Oh. This is the headset with the different types of attachable magnifying glasses, and it lights up. So when I have to look in really close to the model, I can change it on the magnification on it, and it lights up. This is really good to have. So that's important. This is not a joke. This is serious stuff. What I can't find, which is kind of freaky, here's all the models. Where's my paint? Where the heck is my paint? Alexa, brighten living room light.
Okay.
Where the heck is my paint? Did it fall? Where is my paint set? I just can't disappear. Okay, this is all this. What is this? I don't even know what the hell this is. What is this? Oh yeah, we need this. This came. The wire stripper. That's got to go in the box. Where's my paint set? Alexa, brighten living room light 100%. Did it fall?
Okay.
Where is my paint set? It's such a mess. I've got spray paints up there. Where the heck is my... First of all, let me put this back. The glue is over there. Soldering gun. That's there. The paint set might be here. Yes, it's here. I don't know why I put it here. 24 colors of paint. That's why I put it there, because I couldn't fit it here. So this is all the stuff to work the models. It's a lot. Alexa, dim living room light, 75%. Which I'm gonna, let me put all the models here. Let's get the models organized. This is a mess. This really is a mess. Really bad. No good. Okay, now I can put that back. So this is a lot of gear. This is a lot of stuff just to build models. It's a lot. Blame Mark D'Antonio. Bill, you got to get this. If you're going to do it right, you got to get this. And you got to get that. I ended up buying like 12 more items. But it's necessary. Okay, that's good. And then you have the models themselves. And they're all going to go up there eventually. But these are going to get lit up. So you got the, we could put this back up. This is going to be awesome. The Millennium Falcon. That's a big model. This should be easy, this UFO one. I'm putting lights and everything. I'm not playing around, even though they're not built for it. And 2 Enterprises. But this one is built for a light set. Plus, the Star Wars Star Destroyer is coming tomorrow. So I've got 5 models to build after I finish this 747 with the shuttle. And then this is going to take me a lot of time. There's a lot of detail here. This is going to take time. A lot of time to do it right. So I got my work cut out. But it's going to be fun. Oh my God, this is just too crazy here. And I'm working on that one. And they're all going to end up there on that shelf or shelves eventually. So, yes, when I do something, I don't go half you know what. It's got to be done right. But I do need to order this right now because I forgot to get it. A long tweezer. I need a long tweezer. Not that little BS tweezer. I mean, it can't be that ridiculously long. But something that precision. Craft tweezers. .8 inches. That'll work. 2 different types of tips. This will work. $9. Let me see if I got any points. Ha! Free. I got $13 in points. Oh my God. I'm going to get this for 0. 0. That's nice. 0. Amazon loves me. Amazon loves me. Speaking of that, I'm crossing my fingers big time. Big time. My GoPro Max might be coming tomorrow. Oh my God, it's 2:30 in the morning. Free is good. Well, you know, that's not free because you buy so much stuff. It's just points. So let's not get that twisted. All right, we can minimize this now. I gotta go to bed. I gotta go to the doctor in the morning. What is she talking about? So I complained to Walmart so much, and to the company that lost my GoPro the first time, that they shipped it overnight. And it might be here today. UPS is saying today by 7 p.m. It's in Jersey right now. They shipped it overnight. The GoPro Max. They're not playing this time. Because I was not a happy camper. I complained a lot. I've been a Walmart Plus customer for 15 years. Think about that. And I've never complained, ever, until this time. So, they're on it. I just, unacceptable. Yeah, the GoPro Max should be here today, once I go to bed. Because, let me see something. Alexa, what's the weather for the next 7 days?
Days. Friday, 40 degrees Fahrenheit and intermittent clouds.
If that GoPro was here today,
28 degrees and snowy rainy weather. Sunday, 31 degrees and lots of clouds. Monday, 23 degrees and mostly sunny weather. Tuesday, 17 degrees and cold temperatures. Wednesday, 19 degrees and cold temperatures. Thursday, 28 degrees and lots of clouds.
there ain't gonna be no bike riding in the next week. It would have been. If tomorrow's gonna be 40. If I gotta go to the doctor. I would have went bike. If I had that camera, I would have went bike riding tomorrow to do a test. What fell? I heard something fall. What fell? Yeah, it's time to go to bed. Oh my God. It's 2:30 in the morning. I go to the doctor in the morning. So I gotta go to bed. I got a doctor's appointment early in the morning. Oh my God, I gotta go to bed. Anyway, I'll be back on tomorrow during the day some point because there's shows all night tomorrow night. I'll be busy. But at some point, I'll come on tomorrow. So Bob Skywalker, a.k.a. Mr. Chuparilla. Mr. Chuparilla. Pig Pug. Anybody else who may be watching? Oh, now that's I got to think about that as I go to bed. Chuparilla. That's like something out of Taco Bell. I got. Can I please have 2 Chuparillas? Oh my God! Can you imagine? And I could just see. For some reason, a Chihuahua comes in my mind when I say it. Chuparilla. I don't know why. It's almost like Ren and Stimpy. For some reason, I see a Chihuahua when I say it. I don't know why. It's like, what the... Jesus. Oh, my God. I got to go to sleep with that in my head now. Yeah, right? You're going to have nightmares now? I'm going to be flipping out. I'm like, I'm just so tired. I need to go to bed. Anyway, love to everybody. Be well, be blessed, be safe. And see everybody mañana. Or today. I don't know how to speak Spanish that well. Yo voy a dormir. Meaning something like, I'm going to sleep. My effing Chihuahua is a Fang Flying mini tank. Where's mine? Oh, look at him. I'm not taking my camera off. He's sleeping. But you got to see how silly he gets. He's sleeping, but as soon as I go over there, he's going to go like this. He's all like in a ball. When I go walk over there, he's going to go like this. He does it all the time, like. So spoiled. All right, everybody, I'm out.